Good morning, fellas. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and like and subscribe to my channel. Click on that little bell so you can get alerted as to my videos. And in this video, I'm playing 2021 National League. It's the Mets versus the Phillies. We are at Shea Stadium, I believe, in the first game of a doubleheader. This is 2021, so I believe they had those 7-inning doubleheader rules. I don't know if the program has been adjusted for that. We'll see as we go. We'll find out. I'm using Replay Baseball PC game as my helper to keep my stats, to track the rest of the games, because I obviously don't have forever to play a whole season replay, but I still want to, have the stats and have the pennant races and so on and so forth. So let's look. And I'm starting with this screen here for a reason, because I want to show you guys. This is basically your main screen here, your schedule screen, and from here, this is the driving point for all the games that you're going to replay. I mean, you can choose to replay the ones of your liking, obviously, right? And so I have up here schedule, right? And what I do is, okay, so I auto-played all these other games because I went into edit. I forget where that is. I think teams, I believe. Team edit, is it? No, it's not team edit. How do I get out of here now? Schedule. Let me go back. Oh, no, that's standing schedule. Okay, anyway, I have to look for it. Stats, leading, highlights, teams. I think actually it's in another screen somewhere. Options. Let me see options. Here it is. Okay, so team edit, I believe it is, from off the top of my head. There it is. Yeah, team edit. You go to team edit and you control team. So let me see if I have the Mets controlled. New York. Yeah, I have both New York teams controlled. You see the X's on them right there? Okay, so I control those teams. All the other ones are played by the system itself. And let me go back to schedule. So this is your schedule, and this is where you look for your game. And it's going to be Phillies at New York. It's the first game of a doubleheader at Citi Field, New York, Queens. Been there many, many, many times. Grew up in that area, actually. So I'm going to press play, right? I'm going to press play. And this is going to take me to this screen where now I'm going to input the lineups. Now I could create my own lineups. I could move players around, but I'm just going to choose the as played lineup. It makes my life a lot easier. All right, and then I make adjustments as I go in the game. If you watch my games, I bring pinch hitters in, I make defensive changes, I bring in relief pitchers when I choose, and on and on and on. So I do have some influence on the game, but the starting lineup is basically standard. So you want to get those actual stats and be able to look at, see, and compare. That's a fun part of doing things with the actual lineups. If there's a guy that you're not starting that often, for whatever reason, because he's in a slump, so you keep on sitting him, well, then he's not going to get out of that slump, or he's not going to have the same number of stats and so on. But some guys don't care about that, and that's all fine too. There's no one way to do this. Just have fun ultimately. So it's going to be Taiwan Walker. It shows you the pitcher. He's 1.1. He started, in reality, he started 29 games, and a 1.1 whip is pretty darn good, but he had a 4.47 ERA because every time he did let a guy on base, he gave up a home run after that. So yeah, pretty crazy. Didn't give up a lot of base runners, but when he did give up a base runner, guess what happened? Those guys scored. All right, so this is going to be the lineup for the Phillies. It's McCutchen in left, Hoskins at first, Bryce Harper, the right fielder, Alec Boehm at third base, Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, Gene Segura at second base, seventh is Andrew Knapp, the catcher, Roman Quinn, the center fielder, Chase Anderson is the pitcher. And let's go over to New York and we'll see the Phillies pitcher and how he did in the season in 2021. He started 9 games, 48 innings pitched, a 6.75 ERA, 2-4 record, almost a 1.5 WHIP. So he did not have a good season with the Phillies. And the lineup for the Mets: Brandon Nimmo, the center fielder, Francisco Lindor at shortstop, Dominic Smith, he's gone now from the Mets. I think he signed with the Phillies. Left field, Pete Alonso, the first baseman, batting champion, Jeff McNeil for 2022. Conforto, he's gone. They're talking about bringing him back, but I doubt it. James McCann is gone. Thank God. He's a disaster. He couldn't hit his weight. Luis Guillorme, he is a magician with the glove. He's playing third base, and Taiwan Walker is batting ninth. I'm using Fall Classic Baseball, by the way, and Fall Classic Baseball has all the players. You never have to worry about not having a guy and struggling to figure out who you're going to replace him with. And that's a big part of, my tabletop gaming experience. I love to have all the players because I value players that played, 42 at-bats as much as I value players that played 442 at-bats. So that's my approach. Now, I like to keep a a separate paper and pencil score sheet, and this is a nice thing that you don't get in your other helpers. This is a very nice feature. Okay, it allows you to print your score sheet so you can keep score as you go inputting the data. So you can keep score first and then input the data later, or just do it simultaneously. I don't like to just input the data alone, because if for whatever reason you get sidetracked, or sometimes somebody rings the bell or something happens, I'm always afraid that I'm going to forget what happened, and I don't know. I like to have something on paper and pencil just to support me in the chaos of a game when you're making lots of changes. Pinch hitters and fielders and defensive replacements and double switches with several relief pitchers and so on. So here I'm going to click the pencil. You could click the print score card, but I just click the pencil. I don't know why. Set up printer. My printer's set up. I just have to check that it has paper, because I know I had some family members using the printer. And it does have paper, so we're good. Yeah, they use my printer and they never contribute any paper to it. All right, so let's print out the first game of a doubleheader, Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. It should be okay. It should print out in a second, and then we're going to get started. Let me get the teams out. All right, here it is. I have them all separated already. And Taiwan Walker will be on the mound. The managers are talking to the ground crew and exchanging scorecards. And we have our sheet ready to roll. And McCutcheon steps in the box. McCutcheon is a right-hander. He will be facing Taiwan Walker. And below that, it'll be Chase Anderson. Now, Taiwan Walker, I have not rolled for these players from what I see. I have not rolled for them, so I don't know what column they are. They're, on these Fall Classic cards, you have 3 columns, A, B, and C. Right? So let me roll the D20 to see. So for Taiwan Walker, it's a 15, and that will be a C pitcher. So he's a C pitcher. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on him. He does not have his good stuff. Next is Chase Anderson, and Anderson is going to be in A. He's got his A column. Uh-oh, so the Mets are in a little bit of trouble now. So you got an A versus a C. It doesn't mean all that much. It all depends on what you rolled. So sometimes a C can beat an A. So we're not going to just give it up here already. So it's McCutcheon versus Taiwan Walker to start the game. Let me hit resume. Once I printed out my score sheet, there's beautiful Citi Field. Walked in that entrance many a times with my son, particularly when we visited every summer. And that's the inside of the field. And obviously here is the setup. I wish the scoreboard were a little bit larger. Let me see if I have options to be able to make the scoreboard larger. Player card, ballpark font adjustment, general options, open season, animation options, animate dice rolls, game flow, ballpark display, sharp, transparent. Doesn't give me a chance to ballpark with passing. field, cards, expanded cards. I don't see where it allows me to make that scoreboard larger, and I really would love to see that. So font size adjustment. Let's enlarge the fonts a little bit. Maybe that'll make it larger. Ballpark font adjustment. Let's do that as well. Let's make all the ballpark player font adjustment. We'll make that a little bit larger. Now let's look and see what we got. We'll go back to the ballpark. Yeah, it's a little bit larger on top. Not that great, but I can also get rid of that field. I don't know if I want to get rid of that field. You see all the pictures of the players. You can that comes for free. So you get all that done. You just hit download and it pops up. It populates. It's a super easy game to basically download into your system. Very, very easy. All right, so, and we're ready to roll here. Here on the right side, it has the lineups. So those are going to go away now, and it has the on-base percentages. I guess they couldn't. You should be able to choose. I wish it'd give you maybe it does allow you to choose what stat you want here. Do you want home runs? Do you want on base? Do you want but if you click on the guy, if you left-click View Player Bio, like he's up. Okay. Well, it's not doing it. It says left click. Oh wait, did I left click? Yeah, I did left click. All right, there it is. So he's 7 for 31, batting .226. So you have all the stats for the season replay. His real average was .222, so he's just 4 points above that. All right, so you have all that information. We're going to click on that, and it'll go away, and we're ready to roll. Let's do it. Fall Classic Baseball. You roll the 2d6. Hold on a second. I don't want my dog to go into my bedroom. Give me a second. All right, we got the 2d6, and we are ready to roll. The d20, of course, is for the type of out, and a quick outs chart. It's going to be a 16, and that's going to be a check swing. They check with the first base umpire, and he rings them up. So McCutcheon down on strikes to start us off. Taijuan Walker checks in with McCann for the sign, and he toes the rubber. He's ready. The pitch, another 16, and another swing and a miss, and Hoskins goes after a high fastball and strikes out. Next is Bryce Harper, left-hand hitting power hitter, one of the better players in the league. And he's batting third, facing Taijuan Walker. The pitch from Walker, a 35 will be a blank, and a 35 will be a fly ball. Center field, coming over is Nimmo. He's under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So Walker retires them in order, and we move to the bottom of the first. Brandon Nimmo. He steps in to take his hacks against Chase Anderson. And here's the pitch from Chase Anderson, who's got his best stuff today. A 43 will be a hard hit ball, but right at the center fielder. Quinn. I can't remember his first name. Let me see his first name. So hit off the sweet spot, but on a line, and Roman Quinn. How can I forget that, right? So Brandon Nimmo lines out. And next up is Francisco Lindor. And Lindor is one of the Mets' big guns. Has decent power for a middle infielder. Here's a pitch from Chase Anderson, and that's going to be a 52. That's an error check. So an error check will go to the third baseman, who is Bohm, who's not known for his defense. And do I have Bohm here? Oh, I don't think I pulled him out. Let's see, but I did separate the pitchers and the batters, and there's a lot more pitchers than there are batters. So let's see, we should be able to find Bohm pretty quickly. Alex Bohm, where is he? Let me double check here. These cards are brand new, so they're kind of sticky, if you will. There it is. Okay. Alex Bohm. And we got a 12. We're looking at his defensive rating, and we're going to write it down. He is a A 9 is range, an A is average arm with an 8. So 9, A, 8. I'm going to write that down. 9, A, 8. And that is going to be a ball that he picks up and throws onto first for the out. So Lindor grounds out to Bohm at third for the second out. And here comes Dominic Smith, the left-hander, against Chase Anderson, the pitch. And a 53, and struck him out. And that ends the inning, 3 up and 3 down. Go to the top of the second inning. Alec Bohm leads off. He is batting cleanup. The pitch from Taijuan Walker, a 61, and a swing and a miss. Strikes him out for the second K. Third K, actually, for Walker today. Next is Didi Gregorius with a 65, and that's trouble. That's deep to right field, and that ball is out of here. Home run. Didi Gregorius, 1-0 Phils. Next up is Gene Segura. Gene Segura, right-handed hitter. And he batted, what did he bat? Looks like a hold on a second, stuff is small. A 290 average with 14 home runs. Not too shabby. And here's the pitch to Segura. A 56, and he swings and misses at a curveball, and he goes down on strikes. That's number 4 for Taijuan. And next is Andrew Knapp, the catcher. Pitch from Walker, and a 32 will be lined and caught by first baseman Pete Alonso. That ends the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, the solo home run. We go to the bottom of the second. Now I need to input some stats here. And let me start doing that. So I played a couple of innings, and the first inning went K, K, and then F8. That's 1/2 inning. Then it was an L8, a line out to center off the bat of Nimmo, a ground ball to third, and then a strikeout. I totally forgot to do the screen. So I'm going to try to do it first, and then I'll write it in paper. That way I'll remember. So then in the top of the second, it was a leadoff strikeout by Bohm, but then it was a solo home run by Didi Gregorius with a strikeout by the next batter, Segura, and then a line out for Knapp. He pulled it down the line, and Alonso snagged it. And that we go to the bottom of the second. Here's Pete Alonso. Pitch from Anderson, checks in, and he's ready. Here's the pitch at 22, and that's going to be ball 4, so he walks. See how easy it is to input the stats there? So Alonso takes his base. Free ticket for Alonso, and it's Jeff McNeil. McNeil stands in. He's a left-handed hitter, and it's Chase Anderson. Toes the rubber, and now Knapp is ready. He gives him the sign, and he deals. And that's a 25, which will be a fly ball to center field. So he skies one to center, and that's out number 1. Next up is Michael Conforto. Conforto struggled in 2021. Hit 14 home runs and 400 at-bats. Really never got going. He should have had double that. Batted .232. And the Mets expected more from him, just he did not get re-signed in 2022. So here's the pitch from Chase Anderson. And that's a 32, which will be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfield and roll to the wall. Alonso, we're going to check what happens with Alonso. We're going to pull a card, and it says hold. So Alonso will hold with 2 outs. He would have scored. So it's going to be second and third now. Conforto with a 1-out double puts 2 Mets in scoring position. So let's hit that double there. And then we got second and third with McCann coming up. James McCann, a .230 hitter with 10 home runs and 400 at-bats. Another player that had a poor season in 2021, and he had even a more disappointing season in 2022. That was not pretty at all. All right, so let's do it. Let's just check one thing real quick. Let's get in the middle. There we go. And we're going to go back to where we were. All right. So it's James McCann with runners on second and third. It's early in the game, so we're going to give up a run here. And it's going to be a 63, which will be an out. What kind of an out? It's a 9. And that's a fly to right with second and third. I could use the risk chart against the right field arm of Harper. Let's see what kind of arm Harper has. Harper does have a pretty good arm. Let's see, it's a 4. Yeah, he has an average arm. So 1 to 3, he would throw us out. 4, A4, 1. 4 is his range. A4 is his arms and assists. And the 1 is his error rating. Didn't commit very many errors, obviously. So we can try to score Pete Alonso. Kind of does it. In this case, sometimes speed comes in play, and sometimes the defensive arm comes into play. So there's a nice mix and balance of both those things, but they're not always happening simultaneously, which is what I really like, because you don't need it happening simultaneously to keep a good playability factor going. If you can bog down the game by always having to add or subtract something that is many times going to break even anyway. In other words, you're adding and subtracting, a +1, a -1, a +2, and a -2. Why? It's going to come out to 0 anyway. So what you want to do is simulate those aspects of the game, sometimes without necessarily bogging down the playability to force you to be counting and adding all the time. If you want to maintain a fluidity of play, right, or flow. So we can risk it with Alonso. Harper's arm, the fly ball is to right. Harper's arm is an A, so it's 1 to 3. Next up is Guillorme. Guillorme, 265 hitter. It's 50-50 to try to score, so we're going to try to score him. Let me grab an extra die. We're going to use our little mini yellow die. So here's the play at the plate. It's a fly ball to right, so it can be either a double play or it will be a score. And it's early in the game, so we're going to try to do it. And he is safe. So it's a sacrifice fly to right by James McCann. Scoring is Alonso. The throw is not in time. And it's Luis Guillorme. Luis Guillorme steps in the box. He bats from the left side. Chase Anderson looks in for the sign. Toes the slab. And he pitches, and that's a 65, which is a deep drive to right down the line. If it stays fair, it's gone. And that ball is a fair ball, home run for Luis Guillorme, who hit 1 home run the whole season, hits 1 here. He's a pitcher home run -7. And on a 65, that -7 turns 1 to 17 into 10. If we roll a 7, and that ball is a fair ball, a 2-run homer for Luis Guillorme. And the Mets have taken a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the second. So it's a sacrifice fly. Let's go back. We hit the sacrifice fly to right, and now we're going to hit a 2-run shot for Luis Guillorme. And the Mets lead it 3-1. 2 RBIs for Guillorme. And here's Taijuan Walker. Terrible card. Chase Anderson throws him a fastball, and it's just misses the hit by pitch. Just misses it, and he pops one up, a skyscraper to center, shallow center. And right there is Roman Quinn. So F8, and that retires the side, but the Mets come up with 3 runs here in a short game. I believe this is a 7-inning game. Oh, no. What I'm looking at is a 9-inning game on top. I don't see a 7-inning game at all. So maybe the game didn't kind of adjust itself to incorporate that 7-inning. We'll see what happens. All right, so it's 3-1 Mets. They score 3 runs on 2 hits. We go to top of the third. Roman Quinn is coming to bat. And all right, here's a pitch from Walker, and that's going to be a 54 card look up, and that's going to be a looping liner to center. Will it fall in? Coming hard is Nimmo, and it falls in. Will Nimmo bobble it for an error? That's the question now. And let's look at his, 13A1 and 1. He does not bobble it, so it's going to be a single. A looping liner that drops in front of Nimmo. Maybe he was playing a little bit too deep for somebody like Roman Quinn. And now we're going to get a hitter card of a 1. We know he's hitting, so he comes down from a 5 to a 4. And let me grab that. Hold on. Here it is, a pitcher batting card of a 1, generic pitcher batting card for Chase Anderson. And he's going to square to try to bunt Quinn over. So the last out, Walker, fly it out to center. And now the top of the third. It's a single for Quinn. He's on at first. And Anderson's going to bunt, and here's the roll, and he pops it up. So a 2 and a 12 will be a double play pop-up. And nope, it's popped up to the catcher for the first out, so he fails to move the runner over, to bunt the runner over. All right, so here's the top of the order. McCutchen with Roman Quinn on first. The pitch from Walker, and that's a 64, which will be a ground ball to short. Now let me look at Lindor and the second baseman. I haven't done that. McNeil. Let's look at McNeil. McNeil at second base is a 12W4. 12W4. That W means he has a weak arm. And then Lindor is a 10A3. And that 16 that I rolled is going to turn into a fielder's choice. So Lindor goes to second for 1, and there's no throw to first, so there's 2 outs. McCutchen is at first base now. So a 6-4 fielder's choice off the bat of McCutchen. And it's Hoskins, Rhys Hoskins. And he's ready to take his hacks, and Taijuan Walker checks for the sign, sets and deals, and that's a 16 straight 3, and he gets Hoskins. That is strikeout number 5 for Taijuan. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it's going to be the top of the order for the Mets against Chase Anderson. And here's the pitch to Nimmo. That's a 31. That's bounced up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. So Nimmo muscles one through the infield. Hoskins struck out, and then Nimmo singles up the middle. So he's on at first. Francisco Lindor up now. Here's the pitch to Lindor, and that's a 13, which will be a fly ball in the gap. Running is Quinn, and Quinn runs it down. Good job by Roman Quinn. Took off the minute that ball was hit. And Dominic Smith now. Dominic Smith steps in the box, left-handed hitter, struck out the first time. Chase Anderson gets the sign from Knapp, and he's ready. He brings it, and that's a 46, which is going to be a ballpark card. And I don't think we even have access to the ballpark card, so we're going to have to hold on a second. All right, so that ball is fouled out of play off of Dominic Smith. And I'm trying to get back to where I was here. All right, so 1 on, 1 out. Dominic Smith, pitch from Anderson. And a 51, that's an error check on who? Let's pull a card. It's on the catcher. And Knapp, there's just no way. Catchers usually have very low error numbers, and I rolled a 9. So as catcher, he's a 1 error rating. So he will not make an error. So basically, it's going to be a 2-3. And runner will advance on this. So a little number in front of the plate that is handled cleanly by Knapp. He gets a good angle and throws to Hoskins for the out. Nimmo moves to second base, and that brings Pete Alonso. So Smith is out on a little number, and here's Pete Alonso. Chase Anderson checks in with the sign. Alonso calls time and steps out, takes a couple of swings. And he's ready, gets back in there. Chase Anderson is set. gets the sign from that and deals. And a 31 is going to be a bouncer through the hole, and this is going to score. Maybe it will score Nimmo. So the score is 4-1 now. Mets, and it's an RBI, 2-out RBI single, a clutch single for Pete Alonso. So in this case, we're going to hit the S plus, and that'll score Nimmo from second. It's working a little bit slow. Sometimes when I have the OBS, which is my screen kind of system, let me see, it says not responding. Okay. That's not what you want to happen here. Let me try to see if I can fix it. Hold on. All right, we're back. It kind of just needed a second to catch up, I guess. All right, so it's an RBI single for Alonso. The Mets, as you can see, are up 4-1. Mets 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. The Phillies with 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. And we're at the point of actually pulling the pitcher here. I took some notes to know. Let's see what. Okay, yeah. Who did they use today? I kind of wrote down a bunch of pitchers that they used. So in this modern games, you know, there's quick hooks for sure with starting pitchers. It's not like the old days. So one thing I didn't do is add the sound here. Let me add the sound in my options. Let me see where that is. Love the background sound. And they have a great sound in this game. Let's see. Background, green background, transparent. Where is the sound here? Oh, wait. Let me see. Show John, show actual, play results, display, white graphics. Chart book speed. I don't find the sound. Sound options. There it is. Okay. So sound options. Let me see if I have that clicked. Yeah, it should be. There should be sound here. Don't know why there is no sound here. On wood, felt, volume. Let's bring it up a little bit. That's weird that I don't have any sound. That's the box score. Very nice box score, as you can see. I wish I had the old time font, but there it is. All right. So you can hear the sound. In the background. So not very loud. Let's go back and turn it up just a little bit. The sound option up on the top. Let's turn it up a little bit. There we go. Back to the ballpark. Back to the ballpark. It's running slow. Got to see what else I got open here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Hopefully if we stay on one screen it won't go. It's a little bit better. But again, not too loud. Huh. Anyway. Alright, so let's continue our game. Next batter is going to be Jeff McNeil, left-handed hitter. She's going to get back to the other screen. Takes a second. All right, McNeil's up, and we're going to bring a new pitcher. And let's see if we can bring in. We would like a lefty here if we have one available to us. A guy named. Looking for a guy named Romeo. Question is, are we going to find him? Got a lot of pitchers, man. Jeez. A lot of pitchers. Now you get all the players in this game, so For some reason, I got a ton of pictures. Everybody's got a pitching card, it seems. Ah, here it is. Jojo Romero. And he is a lefty, so he's going to face the lefty McNeil. He's in. Anderson is out. And we're going to put in the bottom third. We're going to roll for him. He is a lefty, so he gets the modifier. He is an A pitcher. All right, so we're going to grab the little Post-its from the previous pitcher, who just did not have good luck. I mean, he was an A, had his A column, but just things did not go his way. The Mets kept on finding the hits. Like as I said, Taijuan Walker's a C, and he's up in this game 4-1. McNeil now with 2 outs and 1 on. McNeil. And he's ready to take his swings. And here is the pitch from Romero. He checks in with Knapp, gets the sign, and he's ready to deal. And that's a 61. And that is lined and caught by the first baseman, L3. So Hoskins positioned perfectly to snag that rope, and that ends the inning. 1 run comes in on 2 hits, and we go to the top of the 4th inning. So we're going to do an L3 there, L and then a 3. And let's see what we got here on the phone. Hold on a second. It's a motorcycle I was looking at a while back, and I made the guy a really low ball offer, and 3 months later he wants to sell it to me. So I'm trying to find the. I'll look at it in another moment. Okay. Bryce Harper is up against Taijuan Walker. We're in the top of the 4th. 4-1 Mets. See what happens. Here's the pitch, and that's a deep drive. No doubt about this one. That's way back, and that ball is gone. Bryce Harper. Holy smokes. He launched that one, and the score is 4-2 now. Next up is Bohm, Alec Bohm. Pitch from Walker, winds and deals, and that ball is a drive in the gap, and that's going to split the outfielders and 1 hop off the wall. Digging for second is Bohm. Here's the throw and the tag. He eludes the tag with the hook slide, and he gets in there with a double, and nobody out here for Didi Gregorius. So we got a solo home run, and then the next batter, Bohm, strokes a double in the gap, and it's Didi Gregorius, left-handed hitter, and he can be dangerous. Didi Gregorius. Although he is in a slump, 32 at-bats, he's batting 188, but he can break out at any minute. So Walker better proceed with caution, and, we're on the verge of pulling Walker here. It is 2021, so you know how that is. So Didi Gregorius versus Taijuan Walker here with, and Gregorius is the tying run, by the way, in a 4-2 game. Here's the pitch, and that's a 53 with an 8. That's going to be a range check. So it's a ground ball to short, and Lindor is a 10, and he gets to that grounder. He will hold the runner at second and over to first and in time. So Gregorius is out on a grounder to short on a nice play by the shortstop Lindor. With that 10, it covered the 8 that I rolled. And he holds the runner, looks to Bohm back to second, and throws a strike to Alonso at first for out number 1. Next up is Gene Segura. Now, for this case, I got to go to detail, and then I got to do grounder, and then you ask me why. Why are you doing it that way? It's because otherwise he advances automatically, and I didn't want him to advance with that grounder to short. So here's Segura. Pitch from Walker. Sets and deals a 33. That's line base hit, and let's see if Bohm will score, and on a W arm and center fielder, which he does have. Oh no, he has an A arm. He has an A arm, so he will not score from Brandon Nimmo does have an A arm in center field. He will not score on an A arm, but he can risk. He can risk, and that's going to be a 1, 2, 3. He's out. A 4, 5, 6. He is safe. And the runner will take second. So we're going to try to risk. Let's see. There's going to be a play at the plate. Here's a throw from Nimmo, and the tag by McCann, and he is safe at the plate. Moving to second with the RBI single is Segura. So it's 4-3 now, and that's going to be it for Walker. He's going to get pulled. Yep, that's modern baseball, my friends. So what do we do here? We're going to have to go to detail because we got to give him the advance on the throw. So we're going to have a single. The runner here goes home. The runner on second goes home, and the batter goes to second. That's okay. And I don't remember if I made that, if I changed the picture on the screen when I brought in Romero. I don't think I did. Okay, so let me show you how to fix that. So basically we're going to go back an inning. There's a little inning pencil, so we're going to erase this inning. So this inning was erased. Actually, we go to the beginning of the next inning. Let me see. Okay, wait a second. All right, so this is this inning, and Harp, top of the fourth, he homers. Then there's a double. Then there's a ground ball to short, and we have to go to detail. I got it all mixed up here. I'm doing two things at once. All right, so then Bohm holds, and then Gregorius Segura's up, and Segura's going to single. Okay, all right. Segura singles, and then so you use detail single, runner scores, and moving to second is the batter. Now we're going to bring in. I'm thinking. Okay, wait a second. Okay, I see what I did. All right. Oh God, help me. All right, we're going to get rid of that inning again, and we're going to go to the next inning. Click again. And this is going to take us to the bottom of the third where Nimmo led off with a single. Then it was a fly ball to center field. Then it was a ground ball to first, runner advanced. Then it was an RBI single, so you hit the S plus. That's when we brought in Romero, and I don't think I made that change. I just don't think I did that. So to do that, you hit the thinking, the AI. You got to get rid of that. I don't know how that's like. I'm not sure exactly. I just got to do that. You got to unclick the AI, which basically acts as a computer coach. But in this case, it's not doing that because I'm manually entering the data. So anyway, coming in now is going to be Romero. There he is. He's ready to roll. Sub. And he's facing McNeil. McNeil's going to line out. That's where I didn't enter that. See how quick that was to correct? Now on the top of the fourth, and here we go with the home run, with a double, with a grounder to short, which the runner holds, 6-3. And then you get the single, the detail single, and you move the runner to score and the batter to second. And now Knapp is up, and we're going to go to the bullpen. Let's see who we got. We got Loop, which we're not going to bring in this situation, and Lucchesi, he seems to be available. Got a huge bullpen. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Holy smokes. 15 batters. In 4 games he will start. So Lucchesi, we could bring him in. But we're not going to do that. Peterson starting next game. It looks like. So the only left that we have in the bullpen, so we're not going to go there. And who did the Mets use as pitchers? They used Castro. We're going to bring in Castro, Miguel Castro to pitch. Wow, modern baseball, man. That's a whole crazy can of worms. So let me see if I could find here. No. I have a lot of cards everywhere, so let me see if I can find the Mets here. Yeah, that's the Mets right here. Let me bring in Castro, or the Mets hitters, so I have to find the Mets pitchers. Okay. Adam Hazley. Okay. Wait. What did I do with the Mets hitters? Hold on a second. No, okay. Mets pitchers. Mets pitchers is what I can't find. And I saw them somewhere. Where did I put them? They're under my fast action cards. Alright, so we're looking for Castro. He was traded in 2022 to the Yankees. Really, he was useless. Terrible control with the Mets. Here he is. Miguel Castro's coming in. And let's roll to see what he is. Castro will be a C. And he comes in the 4th. So Castro will be a C, not a good thing. And here's Gene Segura with a runner at... Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Segura just singled. Nap is up. Castro's in there. Runner on second. 1 out. Here's the pitch. 4-3 game. And that's going to be a 54, which is going to be potential wild pitch. And it most likely will be, and it is, a wild pitch that moves Segura to third. So Castro spikes a fastball, and it gets past McCann to the backstop here at Citi Field. I almost called it Shea. And it's Andrew Knapp. Castro versus Knapp. Runner on third. Mets going to bring the infield in. The pitch, 36, which will be a out of some kind. And it's a 5, so it's grounded to, he's batting lefty, so it's grounded to first. Alonso will look the runner back to third and step on the bag for out number 2. Here's Roman Quinn against Miguel Castro. And Quinn is a 173 hitter. So runner will hold. So we're going into detail to hold that runner. Grounder to first. And the runner here will hold at third. Unassisted. Got to put unassisted, so okay. Oh wait, I never moved him up on the wild pitch. Hold on a second. So let me back up 1. Knapp, wild pitch. And then the grounder where he holds to first base. Unassisted. Batter hold. There we go. Alright, so it's Roman Quinn who's up against Miguel Castro. The pitch, and that is a 52. That's an error check. On who? On the third baseman. Third baseman is Guillorme, who's a pretty darn good fielder. And the third base, 10-8. And he will make that play, throw to first in time, and that ends the inning. But they pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. They bring it within 1. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Now, this game was a 7-inning affair. I still don't know if... I know it has 9 innings up there, but it may just stop at 7 innings. I'm not sure what they did that season. I really don't care if I have to play 9 innings. It's not the end of the world. It's just not, simulating how the actual season and the schedule went. But what are you going to do? All right, we're back. I cleaned up the system a little bit, my desktop and so on and so forth, to see if I could maybe get this to move a little bit faster. And it seems like it's doing that. So let's get back to the game. Bottom of the 4th inning. Conforto leads off. It's a 4-3 ball game with the Mets ahead of the Phillies. Now, this is the first game of a doubleheader. I'm not totally sure if this is going to be a 7-inning game or a 9-inning game. It does say 9 innings on the scoreboard, but we don't know if they basically modified the game to kind of finish these in 7 innings, because I believe the rule in 2021 was that doubleheaders were 7 innings. I don't know if the game ever got around to tweaking that. It's not the end of the world either way. It's a great little system. Conforto's up. He's facing JoJo Romero, the lefty. Romero came in to face McNeil with 2 outs and 1 on in the bottom of the 3rd. And we're ready. Here's a pitch to Conforto. It's a 55, and that's a drive. This is going to be a off the wall, and Conforto digging for second, and he's then standing up with his 2nd double of the day. So Michael Conforto having a pretty good day for himself. A guy that hit only 230s, 2 for 2. And it's going to be James McCann. So a double for Conforto. And let's see. Trying to see how I could bring up Conforto here. Left click, pinch hitter now. Usually when you click on their names, you get the information. Let me see. All right, so that's a double for Conforto. He stands at second base. And then, of course, it would be like I'm pinch running, but no. So when you click on him, let me go over here real quick. Hit the pencil. You get the lineup. You go to Conforto. You click on Conforto, and there you get his screen. As you can see in the replay, he has 25 at-bats and 6 hits, batting .240. In the real actual season, he batted .232, so he's pretty close to that. He did have 20 doubles, and he has 3 doubles so far. No home runs yet, as of yet. So let's go back. We click on that. We go back to the pencil, and now it's James McCann. McCann can't hit for beans. He is a right-hander, and then we got behind him, we got a lefty, so we're going to stay with JoJo Romero. Here's a pitch. I have a tendency to go a little bit longer, not too much longer, you know. Try to keep him to an inning or so, but here's a pitch to James McCann at 23. Strike 3. Got him looking. And next is Guillorme. So McCann strikes out, big K. And Romero now is going to face Luis Guillorme, the left-hander. And Romero, foot on the rubber. He looks home. And he gets the sign, and he's ready. He deals, and it's a 41, and that is a wild pitch. Conforto goes to third. So it's a full count on Guillorme. Romero again focuses in on the target, and he sets and deals, and Guillorme doesn't offer, and that's a free ticket for Guillorme. He heads to first base. That's going to put runners on first and third. And Taijuan Walker, well, actually it was Castro. Castro's up, and there's going to be a pinch hitter here. So we're going to bring a pinch hitter for the Mets. And we got Pilar, we got Villar, we got a couple of different guys available to us. Jonathan Villar is going to bat. He is a switch hitter. And then for the pitcher, we're going to go to Familia. Let me grab the pitchers for the Mets. So we got Jonathan Villar coming in. So let's click on him. So Guillorme, it's a wild pitch. And then Guillorme walks. And now we're going to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Jonathan Villar, the switch hitter. And the pitchers, where are they? I just set this up and now I don't have it again. Okay, here it is. All right. So we're going to get, who did I say? It's going to be, Familia. That's what I said. Jerry Familia.
or Jury Familia, however you want to say it. All right. I always call him Jerry Familia, but I think he wants it pronounced a different way. But I really don't care. And here we're going to check for it's going to be his third column with that 15. So Familia is going to be a C. So today the Mets have had little luck with their pitching. Everybody's got their worst stuff. So Familia is going to come in with a C to face the pinch hitter most likely. And here we got Jonathan VR versus Jojo Romero. Jojo Romero is basically allowed a double, okay, and now a walk. And we are going to go to the bullpen. Yes, modern baseball, my friends. Modern baseball. And we're going to bring in Alvarado. So Alvarado's going to come into pitch here in the. Although it's early, I don't know if this is an early game or a late game. In other words, I don't know if it's a 7-inning game or a 9-inning game because it's the first game of a doubleheader. I'm not sure yet because I've never done this before. I actually could go back into the. No. Yeah, we can go back. Let's just save this and exit. And let's see if there's any other doubleheaders anywhere. So this doesn't even tell us it signifies a doubleheader. Let's see if there's any other doubleheaders. Oh, here's a doubleheader. And let's check the. Oh, but it hasn't been played yet. Darn it. Let's see let's see if Monday there was any doubleheaders. Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Washington. Nope, no doubleheaders on Monday. Let's see if there's any doubleheaders the previous day to see if they're being played. So the 11th. This is the beginning of the season. I don't see any doubleheaders here. It's still very early. Detroit, Seattle, New York, San Diego. So no doubleheaders there. Let's try Saturday. 14 games on Saturday. So I don't see any doubleheaders here either. So this is like my first doubleheader. This is my first doubleheader from what I can see in the season. I don't see any other doubleheaders. To be able to look and see if they're here's April 8th. Nope. No doubleheaders, so we don't know. Ah, here's a doubleheader. And let's see what happened. Let's go to the box score. And it was a 7-inning affair. Look at that. Holy smokes. Okay, so they did tweak the system. Good, so now we know what to do. All right. So where were we? We were here, I believe. And we're going to resume the game. There's view at night. A night view of Citi Field, gorgeous. In the summertime, man, I remember one night, I can't remember the game, but I know it started to pour. And when the game let out, this was in the 9th inning, started to come down really, really, really hard. Cats and dogs, if you will. And we came out, we had to cross the parking lot. There were cars everywhere. And you couldn't see squat, so we were afraid of getting hit. Eventually, we made it to the street on the side of the stadium block. And my nephew was there in a van, and we got in the van, and we were sopping wet, and I was in the back of the van. I started looking around. I saw some T-shirts. So I took off my shirt, and I put on a dry T-shirt. I'll never forget that. That was great. I think that was 2015, maybe, 2016. All right, so we're back, and we're going to... do we bring in that lefty Alvarado? Do we hold on to the next inning for him? Yeah, let us. Who's up? Nemo's going to be a lefty. He's up next. You know what? We're going to go to Alvarado right here, and we're going to lose him unless we do a double switch. But we just want him to get 2 outs, and then we'll be done with him. Or we stay him for a little bit later to face McNeil. Decision. You know, we're going to go with Brogdon. We're going to bring in Brogdon. And let's see what we can do with Brogdon. Hold on a second, because I may have to undo that and make a double switch. Now, this is the long version of the game, guys. So bear with me. Just hang on tight and just listen and watch if you can. All right, so Brogdon can go 7 batters. If he gets the next 2 outs, he has 5 left. I would like him to go an inning and 2/3. Is that too crazy? Probably. But I would probably bring in Alvarado to face McNeil. So yeah, I'm gonna let Brogdon come in, and we're gonna roll for Brogdon. And Brogdon is gonna be a C pitcher. And Brogdon comes in the bottom of the 4th. He's going to turn around Villar to the left side now. So Brogdon is in there. Now we should make a double switch. So let me undo the sub. Okay. So it's Romero versus Villar, and what I'm going to do here is hit the double arrows. The double arrows are going to allow me to make a substitution, a double switch. This is probably one of the trickier parts that you're going to have to learn when you start playing this. And I had an issue with this last time. All right, so VR comes in. And bullpen. All right, so I'm going to bring in Brogdon. But I'm going to put Brogdon in to Quinn's spot. So he's in there. Now it tells me I need a center fielder. You see that? So I'm going to look for center fielder. I'm going to look for my bench fielding. And I got a center fielder right here in Torres and also in Hazley. Hazley's going to come in. And I'm going to drag and drop him into the 9th spot, so he'll be batting. Click on it. Then I click on center field, and I click on the double question mark, and done. So that's my double switch. Pretty easy. So the first thing I did was bring in the pitcher. I put the pitcher in the spot I wanted him in, which was in the 8th spot. Then I went back and I clicked on bench fielding, and I found Hazley, and I put him into the 9th spot. I dragged him over. Actually, you can click them and then click on the name. So you just click on the player, click on the name, and then the center fielder turns red. You click on center field, and then you click where the double question mark is, and then you're ready to confirm down here. And that'll tell you if you did it right because it says confirm. All right, so we made a change. And let me grab Hazley here so I don't have to start looking for him next inning because that's a pain in the boot socks. These are my pitchers. Problem is, there's a lot of batter cards that have pitcher cards. So I keep on getting thrown off by that. Hazley's right on top. That's a good thing. So Hazley will be coming in. And we're going to do that double switch. We're going to put it in on paper. We already did it on the computer. So Hazley, pinch hitter. I got to call this video warts and all because you usually don't get to see all this going on. All right, so Hazley comes, not a pinch hitter. That's wrong. See, I already made another mistake. He's a center fielder who, on a double switch, so I write DS, put that in parentheses, and I put in the 4th. And then the pitcher's going to go here where Quinn was. Quinn ends the game 1 for 2, by the way. So not too shabby. All right. And I should leave. Usually what I like to do with the pitcher, I like to turn the card over. Like that. So that'll be there, and that'll be here like that. There you go. Okay, so now we're back to the action. It's Connor Brogdon. 1.1 whip, so that's pretty darn good. I don't have his ERA on my card because he doesn't give ERAs. He just gives the whip, which is fine. That works. Really what counts anyway. So it's going to be Jonathan VR, which I didn't write him in, batting lefty against Connor Brogdon. And Connor Brogdon focuses in on the target. He looks home. And he's ready to go. And he brings it. The swing from Villard is a 43, and it's going to be a ground ball to third. Bohm is an A. And on a lefty, that's going to be a ground ball to first because he was a lefty. And the first baseman would have to be an A. I don't know that for a double play. Hoskins is going to go to second for one. And that's all he's going to get. The force. Oh, but I had the infield in. Wait a second. I had the infield in, so Yorma is going to go to second, and Hoskins is going to look at third, and he's going to step on first for the out. I forgot there was a runner on third. All right, so Villar grounds out. We go to detail. We go to ground out, and we're going to go to first base. It's unassisted. We could have him feeding the pitcher if we want. So he feeds the pitcher. And I rolled a 3. Usually when I do a 1 on the D6 on a 1-2, he feeds the pitcher. I rolled a 3, so you really shouldn't feed the pitcher. But I just showed you how to do that anyway. It doesn't really make a difference one way or the other. Oh, but I made a mistake there, so let me undo that. So detail. I'll show you where I made my mistake. Ground ball to the first base, and it takes it himself. The runner at first goes to second. The other runner holds, and I'm okay. And Nimmo with second and third. The lefty Nimmo's up. Brogdon has to face three batters. I think that rule was in effect 2021. So Francisco Lindor's up now, and he's a switch hitter, so he'll be batting lefty. I think he bats better from his left side. I don't have the stats. I could pull him up and just write him on the card. Since these are PDFs, it doesn't really matter. You write on the card, you can print out another one in the future if you want. It doesn't matter. That's the nice thing about PDFs. You can kind of keep a lot of tabs without ruining the set. So Nimmo's up, right? Nimmo's the lefty. He's up, and against Connor Brogdon. And let's do that. Second and third, infield's back now, and Brogdon toes the rubber. He's set to pitch, and he brings it, and that is a 53, which is going to be a range check on who. So the ball is hit to the second baseman, Segura, and I did not do Segura's stats. Now there is a chart, or a page with the defensive ratings that I did not print out, or I misplaced. I don't know. Segura's second base is an 8S4. And that ball is by him. Let's see how many runs score on this. And both runs are going to come in on that hard hit ground ball past the diving Segura. And that's 2 RBIs for Nimmo. And the Mets have taken a 6-3 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Now it's Francisco Lindor with Nimmo at first. So we're going to hit the S+, and that'll score both runners. And Lindor steps to the box. He's 0 for 2, ground out and flat out to center and grounded out to third. He's batting from the left side here against the righty Brogdon. And Brogdon looks into Knapp for the sign. Now he's got it. He's ready for the pitch. And that's a 15, which will be a bounce to the second base. Easy play for Segura. Sidearms it to first. And that ends the inning. But the Mets pick up 2 big runs on 1-2 hits and a walk. They lead it 6-3. We go to the top of the 5th inning. This is a 7-inning affair because of it's the first game of a doubleheader. Here you just hit 4-3, and since it knows it's the third out, it's not going to score the runner. You can't do that with a lot of other systems. For example, Stratomatic will score the runner unless you unclick scores, which is a big pain. No reason for that. Not on a 2-out out. Runners are not normally going to score, so they need to make adjustments, and I don't feel that they do it. All right, so Jerry Familia is going to come in, and he will face Hazley. So I wrote for Familia. He is in his C column. He's in the C column. And we're going to get Alvarado to come in the bottom of the 5th. And Alvarado he'll face the lefty Smith, the righty Alonso, and then the lefty McNeil. He will be a B. He will come in the 5th. Remember, this is a 7th inning game, and if the Mets are leading, they won't bat in the bottom of the 7th, which means there's really only one more inning to pitch. So let's see if we get Alvarado, who actually pitched in this game. See if we can track him down. Now there's a whole thick, I can't even show you. Here, there's a whole thick, look at that. These are all the pitchers. A lot of the batters have pitching cards. Nick Maton, I have 2 Maton pitching cards. I probably have doubles here. Knapp has a pitching card. So there's a lot of regular guys that have pitching cards. Right now I'm fumbling through the cards looking for Alvarado. He's probably the last guy. Torres has a pitching card. Another batter with a pitching card. Here, I found him finally. Jose Alvarado. He will be a B, and he will be coming in the next inning. So, Familia is facing Hazley right now. So let's do that. And here's the pitch from Familia, 21, and he does an offer and strike 3. So caught looking. Andrew McCutchen up next. The pitch to McCutchen is a 65, and that's a drive to left field. And that ball is way back and in the seats for a solo home run for Andrew McCutchen. 6-4 now. So Familia gives up a home run to the second batter he faces. So Hazley struck out, and then, of course, McCutchen hit a solo home run. And we can check to see what home run that is in the box score. Maybe he has another one. Maybe that was his first of the season. Gregorius hit his first. Harper hit his 4th. And McCutchen hit his 5th. Holy smokes. For the Mets, Guillorme hit his first of the season. All right, here's Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins struck out twice. The pitch from Familia. 22, and that's all 4. Free ticket for Rhys Hoskins. He's on at first. Next is Bryce Harper, always dangerous. The big guns are coming up. Harper, Bohm, and Gregorius. Here's the pitch from... Now, we could go to a lefty here, because Harper is... And this is where we're going to go to our lefty. We're going to bring in our boy, Loop. Aaron Loop is going to come in. So let's grab Loop. Again, this is modern baseball. That's why I don't play it that often. As you can see, it's pitching change and pinch hitter after pinch hitter and pitching change after pitching change, non-stop, once it gets to a certain point. I usually let my starters, because of this, when I play modern games, I let my starters go like an extra inning or 2. But it's not really realistic, because then at the end, if they have 30 starts, they're going to have 60 more innings pitched if you do that. So Aaron Loop is going to come in. We're going to roll for him. He gets the lefty modifier. And he's going to be an A pitcher. So Loop comes in. Familia faced 3 batters. And now it's Loop in the 5th. And he's going to face Bryce Harper. And that's how you use Loop. You use him to, and of course Harper hits righties better, so he gets that number advantage. And here's the pitch to Harper. It's going to be a 25, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Harper checks his swing to check with the third base umpire, and he rings him up, and Harper doesn't like it. But Harper is going to have to take his seat on the bench. And Alec Bohm is up now. Alec Bohm is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. He doubled in the 4th. And he's a right-handed hitter, but Aaron Loup is in there, and Aaron Loup has to face 3 batters. So here's the pitch. And it's a 22, which will be... He doesn't offer, and he takes a walk. So that pushes Hoskins to second. First and second now. Bohm draws a walk. 2 outs, and next up is Didi Gregorius, the lefty, so that works out. Loup, lefty on lefty. Gregorius, again, doesn't hit lefties well either. He hits righties. So Loup checks in with McCann for the sign. His jaw tightens as he gets the sign. And he brings it. And that's a drive to right, way back. Back goes the right fielder, Conforto, to the track, to the wall, looks up, and that's gone. 2-run shot, tying the game here. Actually, that's a 3-run shot. There were 2 men on, and that ties the game. Now, actually, they take the lead. 3-run shot given up by Loup, and the score is 7-6 Philadelphia. Holy smokes. So 4 runs in this inning for the Phils. And Didi Gregorius comes up huge with that 66. 1-10 home run, and we roll a 3. Oh, wait a second. Oh, my God. Yep, that's what it is. It is what it is. On a 65, it wouldn't have been a home run. And hold on a second. I got to check something. Got to check a rule. All right, so basically I did it wrong. That's the one rule that I still don't totally have, and I'm going to work it out with you. Runners on first and second, and hold on a second. All right, on 66, hold on a second. All right, 66, which you roll, is an automatic home run. And I'm just curious about one thing. Aaron Loup. All right, let's see Aaron Loup in 2021. Aaron Loup in 2021 gave up 1 home run. Holy smokes. I don't know if you're going to be able to replicate that 1 home run he gave up. Because I think based on the 66, had I rolled 65, it wouldn't be a home run. But on a 66, I believe it is an automatic home run. So that is a home run. And the Phils have taken a 7-6 lead here in the top of the 5th of a 7-inning game. And that's 3 RBIs. 3 RBIs for Didi Gregorius. And next up is Gene Segura. And we are going to go to the bullpen again. We're going to bring in Trevor May. We'll roll for May, see what kind of stuff he has. He has a C stuff, another pitcher with C stuff. So Trevor May is going to come in. Face the righty Segura. Hold on, because my system is not responding, so I'm going to have to be a little bit patient. Yeah, so the rule I had an issue with, I'm not totally familiar with, is the rule on 65 where there's a negative number on the pitcher side, which gets subtracted from the splits number. It's a whole thing you got to do. But it's good to know because that's going to give you more realistic stats that way. Oh wait, I had it and I got rid of it. Oh man, oh wait, there it is. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. All right, I got what I needed. Now I just need to open it up. If it obeys, it's not obeying. It's really slow. I don't know why. 12:30. Man, a lot of people are using their internet at work. It's not opening. So there's a temporary delay. No big deal in baseball games. So it doesn't say it's not respond. Ah, there it is, finally. Oh, Jesus Christ, help me. All right, let me click it again and see if it comes up eventually. I had it. As you can see, it's just the mess. I don't have any idea why that's happening right now. It says encoding overloaded. Consider. Oh, it says something. Anyway. Alright, so I was able to get to it now. Oh, crap. Okay, it's recording. Alright, so let's continue here. Gene Segura versus Trevor May. Trevor May in the fifth. He's a C. On the pitch, it's a 26, and against the lefty, lucky I made that change, because against the lefty, it's a single. This is going to be a bouncer to third. Picked up by third baseman. Who's over there? Guillorme over to first and in time. So 4 runs come in on 2 home runs and 2 walks. And we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be Smith, Alonso, and McNeil against Alvarado. And then Neris is the closer. He'll have to come in that last inning. So now the whole... So Segura grounds out to third because we brought in the righty. And so the splits are in effect, or they do play a role. It's just not an overwhelming role where every player gets every single at bat translated into versus righty or versus lefty. It's, you know, it's just not totally necessary. You could have that, but it's not going to make a difference in the outcome because there's only a small percentage where that plays a role. There's a handful of players, outliers, where the percentage is larger, and you can replicate that using the system as well. But you just add another number to his hit. If the batter really hits well against a certain side pitch, you just add another number to his hit in the split section. There's two splits numbers, usually 25 and 26. All right, Dominic Smith is up against Jose Alvarado. Let's bring in Jose Alvarado. And Alvarado's only going 1 inning. We're going to have a pinch hitter next inning. Again, this is like a really, really long game for several reasons, right? I'm using both a pencil and paper, and I'm using the PC Helper online, and I'm also demonstrating how to do things and kind of working through it, talking through a lot of the ins and outs of the game. All right, Dominic Smith. And the pitch, and he drives one in the gap. After it is Hazley, and Hazley comes up with it. A nice running catch by Hazley, who read it right off the bat. So that's the first out of the inning. And next is Alonso. So the Mets trail by a run. As you can see, 7-6 Phillies. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Mets, 6 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. So an errorless game. Here's Pete Alonso, right-handed power hitter for the Mets. He's in there to take his hacks. He's going to call timeout. Takes a couple of swings, and he's ready to go now. Alvarado toes the rubber. Looks in for the sign. He's ready. And the pitch. And that is a 41. Alonso doesn't offer. And that's a free ticket for Alonso. That's the second one today. He walks down to first base. Alonso had, looks like 60 walks. So he's on at first now. The go-ahead run is McNeil, and McNeil is really why Alvarado's in here. And then Conforto's up after him. So two lefties back-to-back for the Mets. Alvarado, he sets a pitch from the stretch, and he brings it, the pitch to McNeil, and that's a drive in the gap. After it is Hazley. Is he going to get there? No, that's going to be a double. And here in the, let's see what happens with Alonso. They're going to hold up Alonso at third base. So it's a one-out double, putting the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Mets. McNeil drove that one in the gap, and it went for a double. Well played by Harper off the wall, who got it into Segura to keep Alonso from scoring. And it's going to be Michael Conforto now, the lefty. With second and third and one out, the infield's going to be brought in for the Phillies. Alvarado toes the rubber, looks in for the sign. He's ready, and here's the pitch, and that is a 53. That's going to be a range check against somebody. So McNeil, let's give him that double. A range check for Conforto. He may have his third double here. And range check against Hazley in center field, and Hazley is what? Is going to be a 1A00. So 1A00, and that ball's going to drop in. Alonso scores easily, McNeil right behind him, and it's going to be the third double of the day for Michael Conforto. This one a range double, and it's 2 RBIs. The Mets have retaken the lead. This is a typical modern game for sure. They've retaken the lead, and they lead it 8-7 now. Typical 2021 modern game for sure. So Alvarado is getting beat up a little bit here. And now it's the righty McCann, and we're leaving Alvarado in there. The pitcher is due up next inning, so we're not going to change him right now. So he needs to get out of this inning with only one out, runner on second. Here's the pitch to McCann, and that's a 53. Another range check. And that's to the third baseman, and boom, and that's a hard-hit ground ball past the diving Bohm. And this will score Conforto. And a single for McCann, an RBI single. The Mets now lead it 9-7. Holy smokes. And up comes the lefty Guillorme, another pitcher for Alvarado. Alvarado can go 7. He can face 7 batters. So Guillorme now with McCann at first. Here's the pitch from Alvarado. 15 is going to be a ball hit right back to Alvarado. He spins, whips it to Gregorius. The throw to Hoskins in time. A 1-6-3 double play, a double dipper. Soul-crushing, ending double play for the Phils. But the Mets, the damage has been done. The Mets come up with 3 big runs and retake the lead. They lead at 9-7. Remember, this is a 7-inning first game of a doubleheader. So the Phils have 2 more chances at bat. And that's going to be 3 runs on 3 hits. We go to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Knapp, the pitcher, and then Hazley. So we're going to see a pinch hitter in this inning. Just a 1-6-3 double play, and that's right down here. That's the beauty of this helper. You just go 1 click, and you get the whole 1-6-3 double play. Beautiful, look at that. Boom. Next inning. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for doing that to me, making my life a little bit easier. Almost 1 o'clock. All right. Nap. So I was in the mood for a little modern baseball. After this game, man, I'm going to really have my fill of modern baseball for a while. Because this game is not even halfway over, it seems. I got a pinch hitter coming up next here. So I got to pull cards and I got to see what the deal is. All right, so Andrew Knapp is going to bat. He's a switch hitter batting lefty against May. Right, May came in the last inning and got an out, so he's in good shape to go an inning here. And here's the pitch. A 36 will be a fly ball to right. Conforto drifts over, settles under it, and that's out number 1. So now it's the pitcher up. So we're going to see a pinch hitter. Let's see who we got. 1 away. And we got, Raimundo Torres. We're going to bring in Miller. Miller's going to bat. I could bring Joyce, but I'm going to bring Miller. Brad Miller, the lefty. So let's write him in. Miller, pinch hitter. It's already in the system, so we're good. I still have a loop in there. And I should have Trevor May. So I got to fix that. See that? I just noticed that. Let me go back. Then I got to kill the last inning. That was a freaking nightmare. So I'm in the bottom of the 5th. I got to go to the top of the 5th, so I got to kill that inning. Then it goes to the top of the 5th. It was Familia led off in that inning, right? No, Familia. Hazley. Okay, I see what I did. All right, so Familia starts us off in the top of the 5th with a strikeout, and it's a home run, and it's a walk. And we pull Familia, we bring in Loop to face the lefty, Bryce Harper. I'm going a little bit too fast for the system. It's because I'm of the operating the presentation system that I'm using. It seems to be taking up a lot of the memory. So Hoskins is up and he walks, and that's when I bring in Luke to face Bryce Harper, and Luke does his job and strikes out Harper. And then Alex Bohm comes up and he walks Bohm. And that sets up the stage for a 3-run shot off the bat of Gregorius. Recapping the inning while I'm showing you how to go back, and I made a mistake. So that's when I bring in. Here's where I did not put in May. I should have, and I didn't. May comes in and gets Segura to ground out to third to end the inning. In the bottom of the 5th, it was just as exciting. It's going to be a new pitcher. And it's going to be Alvarado coming in. Alvarado comes in, and he will be facing Dominic Smith. Flies out. A walk to the next batter, to Alonso. A double for McNeil, and then a 2-run double, his third of the day for Conforto. A single RBI for McCann, and then a 1-6-3 double play. And it's Trevor May now. So leading off is Knapp, and he flies out. And next we're going to have Miller. Miller's going to bat. Brad Miller. Let's try it again. There it is. Brad Miller. Click, double click. He's in there. Brad Miller has had 6 at-bats. He's got a home run, 167 average. Against Trevor May here in the top of the 6th inning. This is the first game of a doubleheader. The Mets lead at 9-7. The Mets with 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Phillies, 7 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. So nobody on. Brad Miller is up, and here's the pitch. And that is a 15, which will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Trevor May dealing. And Miller strikes out. 2 outs now, and here comes Adam Hazley, the left-handed hitter. So May checks in with McCann to the belt. And a 51 will be an error check on who on the third baseman. Yorme scoops it up, fires a strike to Alonso, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits. May sets them down in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and May's going to be out. We're going to have so it's a 5-3 put out. What would I do without this companion, man? Holy crap! But you should see my scorecard. It's got a mess, especially in a game like this. All right, so we're gonna go to the bullpen now. Where do we want the bullpen? Who did I click on? Oh wait. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have a new pitcher because we pinch hit for Alvarado. It was gonna be Neris. Now it's going to be somebody else. It's going to be Spencer. Spencer, I think, is that guy that they're allowed to bring for the second game. So it's not going to be Spencer. And at 9-7, you know what? I'm going to bring in Neris. Because there's really, I think, only one more inning if Diaz can hold the Phils in the 9th. So I am going to bring in Neris. And let me grab him. So Spencer won't be here until the second game. I think they had that rule, right? That rule, I believe, is still in effect. I don't know if they changed it. But in 2021, I believe the rule was that you're allowed another player in the second game of a doubleheader to add another player. I believe that's how it works. All right, so up comes Neris. We're going to roll for him. He's a right-hander, and he will have his A stuff. So Neris is in there, and he's going to face a pinch hitter. Our pinch hitter is going to be Pilar. Moore is also available, but we'll bat. We'll hit with Pilar. I like Pilar. I have a Pilar T-shirt. All right. So Kevin Pilar is going to come in to pinch hit in the 6th. Against the new pitcher is Neris. What did I do with Neris? Oh, I put him in the wrong spot. Put him up here. All right, there's Neris. Let me just cut out a bit so it sticks, because that one's not sticking. So Neris has his A stuff, his best stuff. The guy's lights out, by the way. Guy had a 1.1 whip, and he's going to face Kevin Pilar. Here's the pitch from Neris. He winds and deals. I don't know if these pitchers are winding. I think they're all pitching from the set position. 43, that's going to be a ground ball to third. Scooped up by Bohm. High throw, and nice stretch by Hoskins to get him. So Pilar rounds to third for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We've had a great game, a seesaw battle. Drama. 101. 9-7 Mets. The Phils went up 1-0. The Mets came back 3-1. Then the Mets made it 4-1. Then 2 runs by the Phillies made it 4-3. The Mets came back and made it 6-3. But then the Phils in the 5th with 4 runs made it 7-6. And then the Mets with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th made it 9-7. I'm sorry, 4 runs in the 5th for the Phillies made it 7-6, and then the Mets with 3 runs made it 9-7, and we are in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Maurice facing Nimmo. And the pitch, that's a drive, and that's going to be cut off in the gap by Hazley, and a big turn for Nimmo, and he decides to go back. So Nimmo thought that was going to get by Hazley, but Hazley flashing the leather in the range a little bit and gets to that ball, cuts it off, keeps Nimmo at first base. So that is Nimmo's 3rd hit of the day, so he's having an excellent day. And that's going to bring in Francisco Lindor, the switch hitter, who's batting from the left side versus the righty Maurice. And Maurice looks in to Knapp for the sign. He sets some deals to Lindor. Lindor swings, and that's going to be a swing and a miss for the 2nd strike. Lindor now steps in the box. Maurice is ready, and Lindor does an offer, and that's ball 4. So Lindor walks. That pushes Nimmo onto second base. And up comes Dominic Smith, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Smith struck out in the 1st, ground out in the 3rd, and flied out in the 5th. Man, I'm really tired all of a sudden. It's really strange. Dominic Smith with runners on 1st and 2nd. 1 out. And Maurice is going to go work on Smith, see what happens. Catcher's ready. Pitcher's set to pitch. And he brings it over 14, and he slips one by him. 3 outs, struck him out. Oh no, that's 2 outs. Sorry, struck him out. And next up is Alonso. Pete Alonso, probably the most feared hitter in the Mets lineup. Hit 37 home runs, 50 in his rookie season, as the Mets rookie home run record. He comes to bat here. Mets are up by 2, but Pete Alonso, with one swing of the bat, can put him up by 5. Maurice can face 7 batters. You better proceed with caution. Alonso, he's ready. Catcher gives Maurice the sign. Maurice sets some deals, and a 34 is going to be a bounce to second base. This is going to end the inning. And right there, Segura over to 1st for the 3rd out. No runs, a hit, 2 left, and it goes to last licks, the top of the 7th inning. And it's going to be Diaz coming in. And moving over to left will be actually, you know what? Hold on, let me see how to do this. I'm going to bring in Almora to play center field. Nimmo is going to go to left. So out is Smith. So we're going to put Almora in that 3rd spot. And he's going to play center field. Hold on, let me see how I can do that. Hold on, let me see if he'll let me do that. Hold on a second. I want to switch. Almora's going to play center. And Nimmo's moves to left. Okay, got it. There it is. All right, here's McCutchen leading off against Diaz, who I have to grab from the pack of pitchers. The only way got to keep everything in a rubber band, because if you don't, man, everything gets all over the place, and you think I'm struggling here to go through all these pitchers. Now I don't separate everybody by roster. It's just too much work for too many I have too many seasons going to be able to have time to do that. So Edwin Diaz, what kind of stuff will he have? He will have his C stuff. What else is new? So Diaz is in there with his C stuff against McCutchen, Hoskins, and Harper. So if one man gets on, that's going to set the stage for a 2-run tie home run by Bryce Harper. So Diaz is going to have the big guns coming up in McCutchen, Hoskins, and Harper. And he checks in with McCann, and he deals. And that's going to be a 22, which will be ball 4. So McCutchen walks. Edwin loses him. What else is new? Doesn't have the greatest of control. Hoskins is up now. Rhys Hoskins. Today Hoskins is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk and a run scored. Edwin checks the runner at first. Looks at Hoskins. And he's ready to pitch. And that's a 43. That'll be a wild pitch. Going to second is McCutchen. Hoskins now steps in the box, right-handed hitter. Diaz brings it, and Hoskins doesn't offer, and that's a free pass. So back-to-back walks. So again, Diaz is a little bit inconsistent, to say the least. Has lost the plate totally here. He's got 2 walks and a wild pitch. Sounds exactly like Edwin. Actually, Edwin in 2022 was not Edwin in 2021. Edwin in 2022 was lights out. Bryce Harper now has a chance with a home run here to put the Phillies up 10-9. And based on how things have been going in this game, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. You know, in these modern games, every home run roll is a home run. It's not like in the past. So anyway, all right. So it's going to be Hoskins walks, and that brings up Harper against Edwin Diaz. Diaz checks in with McCann, and he's ready to pitch, and that's a 55, and that's a deep drive to right field. Conforto goes back, and it's off the wall. Let's see how many runs scored here. It's going to be against a W or an A in Conforto. The run will score, and I believe Conforto's an A. But we'll see. Let's see where Conforto is. I did not write his. Oh, I can actually have a chart here. Conforto is an A, so the game is tied. 2-run double here by Bryce Harper off of Edwin Diaz has tied the game on a 55 roll with a D20 roll of a 20. So the game is tied. McCutchen scores. Hoskins scores. The relay is not in time. And Bryce Harper stops at second base. And he is pumped. And all the Phillies are standing at the top of the dugout cheering on Bryce Harper. Big hit here to tie the game in the top of the 7th. Remember, this game is a 7-inning affair because of the situation with the 2021 rules. So Bohm is up now against Diaz. There's still nobody out in this inning, by the way. That's all I can say right now. So here's Alec Bohm against Edwin Diaz. And the pitch from Diaz. And that's a 47. That's going to be ballpark. And Bohm, this one, that's a deep drive, way high. And that ball is going to be gone. The Phillies have taken an 11-9 lead. And out comes the manager for the Mets. What's his name again? Rojas. He's going to pat Diaz on the back. Diaz gives up 4 runs, faces 4 batters, and doesn't retire him. And the Phillies have retaken the lead 11-9. I'm sorry. D.D. Gregorius, who's got 2 home runs today, he sits in the box.
I'm just used to playing the 70s, and this doesn't happen. I'm sorry. Oh man. Okay, so Diaz is out. We're gonna go and he's done. We're gonna bring in who the heck we're gonna bring in here? Diaz, May, Castro, Familia. We use everybody. I think we got Barnes, Gazelman. We're gonna bring in Gazelman. Gazelman is gonna pitch. All right, and he'll be a C as well. C column. No, he's a B column. All right, so now I gotta find Gazelman. So give me a second. Oh, there it is. I just passed him. All right, Robert Gazelman comes in. This is B stuff. Let me get. Oh, here. Let me just grab these two. I don't want to cut anymore. I'm running out of post-its. I haven't worked in 3 months because I'm recovering from surgery. So I haven't had a chance to get any post-its. That's where I get them from. I still have 1 or 2 left, pads, but I don't know where, but I'm running short. So I got to proceed with caution. All right, so the Phillies have come up with 4 runs here in the last inning. The top of the 7th is the first game of the doubleheader. And they lead it by a score of 11-9. The Phillies with 11 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Mets with 9 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Robert Gazelman comes in to face the lefty Didi Gregorius. So let's write in Gazelman. Hopefully this is my last pitcher of the day. That's 6 pitchers for the Mets today. Holy smokes. And he's a B pitcher, and he comes in the 7th. All right, so Gazelman to Gregorius, 66. And that is Gregorius' 3rd home run. That ball is way gone. And the trifecta for Gregorius, a 3 home run day. Holy smokes. Look at that. Can't see the roll, but it's his 3rd home run of the day. Gregorius, what a day. Let's look at the box score. Gregorius hit his 3 home runs for the season. He hit a total of 13. He hits his 3rd of the day here, and the Phillies lead it by a score of 12-9. And Gregorius with 3 home runs, 3 for 4, 5 RBIs. Crazy. Gene Segura's up. Pitch from Gazelman, 42. That should be a walk. Nope, it is not. That's lined and caught by Guillorme at 3rd. So ripped. A scorcher, a bullet down the line for Segura, but Guillorme leaves his feet, lays out, and makes an outstanding catch. Oh, what a catch by Guillorme. And Andrew Knapp now. So the Phils have come up with 5 runs here in the top of the inning, the top of the 7th, which is the final inning. And Andrew Knapp now with 1 out. Pitch from Gazelman. And a 14. That'll be a swing and a miss. Strikes him out. And so Segura hit what's Segura do? He lined out L5. And then a strikeout for Knapp, and that brings up Neris. Neris is not. He already pitched an inning. Yeah, Neris. So it was Alvarado, and then it was Neris, and then it's going to be a new pitcher. So Neris came in. I never wrote him in, but he was, I believe, an A pitcher. And hold on a second, my dogs are barking, so I got to go check on that situation. All right, so we're calling on pinch hitter Matt Joyce here for who's going to bat for Neris. Neris is definitely not going 2 innings. So we're bringing in Matt Joyce to pinch hit. And against Gazelman. And in the 7th.
So here's a pitch from Gazelman to Joyce. 2 outs, nobody on. Score is 12-9. Phillies. What a game this has been. And that's going to be driven in the gap. After it is Conforto and Almora, and it's Conforto at the last minute who makes the nice running catch. So 5 runs on 3 hits, 2 of them home runs. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. (12-9), Phillies lead it. New pitcher for the Phils is going to be, yeah, I guess Kinsler. No, Coonrod had 2 saves, so we'll bring in Coonrod. Coonrod has 2 saves, so we're bringing Coonrod here. Crazy game. At another level, to another level. At another level, if you will. So Coonrod, what a name that is. There he is, Sam Coonrod. Excuse me. I picked up a brewski at the concession before they shut down. So he will have his B stuff. He will face McNeil, Conforto, and McCann. Last inning, last licks for the Mets. Down by 3. McNeil today is 1 for 3 with a run scored. He doubled in the 5th. Coonrod checks in with Knapp. And he's ready. And he deals. And that's a 55. That's going to be a drive. And that's down the line. And if it stays fair, it is... Picks up some chalk into the corner. Playing it is Harper. McNeil digging for second, and he's in there ahead of the throw. Second double for McNeil, who hit 19 doubles in only 120 games. He was injured for a lot of 2021. He won the batting title in 2022, by the way. So McNeil leads off with a double off Coonrod, Sam Coonrod, who had a 1.3 whip. Not a great pitcher. Has his B stuff here. So now the tying run is on deck. And a 12-9 Phillies game here in the first game of the doubleheader. So this is the last inning, by the way. Unless, of course, it goes extra innings and so forth. All right, so Conforto. He's up. Conforto today is 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. How nice is that? And Sam Coonrod checks in for the side with Knapp. Shakes him off, and Knapp is going to call timeout. He's going to go halfway to the mound. And they both cover their faces with the gloves, and something is exchanged. Knapp runs back. That's going to count as a trip to the mound. And Coonrod is ready to deal with Conforto. He brings it. And that's a 42. That'll be a wild pitch to the backstop. Moving to third is McNeil. Conforto now with the count full. The pitch from Coonrod. Conforto doesn't offer, and that's a free pass. So the tying run is at the plate now. Here in the bottom of the 7th. In one crazy seesaw battle from beginning all the way to the top of the 7th, when the Phillies came up with 5 runs to take a 12-9 lead. 4 runs off of the closer, the Mets closer, Edwin Diaz. McCann now against Coonrod. McCann can't hit for beans. But he does have, he is 1 for 2 today with a single, a strikeout, and then a sacrifice fly. So let's see if he comes up big here. Has a little power. Coonrod does give up some home runs on his pitcher card as well. So maybe a combination of that will allow the Mets. There's nobody out. There's nobody out, and there's first and third. Wild pitch. And let's do it. Here's the pitch from Coonrod. That's going to be a 36, and that'll be a tap right back to the mound. Coonrod will. Ooh, okay. Wait a second. It's going to go to. They're going to let the run score. It's going to go to second for one, back to first, not in time. So the throw from Gregorius, not in time to get McCann, who was hustling down the line. Not a speedster, but it seemed like Gregorius struggled a little bit to get that ball out of his glove. So that's a 1-6 fielder's choice with a run scoring, 12-10 now, with one out and the tying run at the plate of Luis Guillorme. Let's just check we got two pinch hitters, Peraza and Nito. Not a big bench for the hitting wise. In the older days, there was a bigger bench hitting wise and a smaller bench pitching wise. So Guillorme now, who has hit a home run in the second inning, he's 1 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored, and hit into a double play in the 5th. So here's Coonrod, looks into Knapp, shakes him off. Now he sees what he likes. He's ready. The pitch, and that's a line drive base hit. Base hit to right. Runner on first will play it safe, stop at second base. So McCann is held up at second. The tying run now is Guillorme at first. Bottom of the 7th. This is the bottom of the 9th because it's the first game of a doubleheader. And the Mets are going to have to go to the bench. So Guillorme with a single. And now it's going to be, we're going to have to go to the bench for a pinch hitter here for Gazelman. And we're going to Peraza. And let's pull Peraza out of the pile. We got Peraza and Nito who are left on the bench, but we don't want to use our catcher. That's just the way we do things here in 2021. I want to use that catcher in case the catcher gets injured, which catchers tend to do because it's the toughest position, the roughest position, the most humbling position physically on the field is the catcher's position. And Peraza, excuse me. Peraza batted .204 with 6 home runs, so he's got some power. He is a winning run. And he will face Coonrod, Coonrod has done nothing but struggle here. A double, a walk, a fielder's choice, and then a single. So we got runners on first and second for Peraza against Coonrod. We're going to let Coonrod go one more. What do we got here? We got a ton of pitchers. So Kinsler's available, Hale's available. Everybody else is a starter. And then we got some guys that are just... Oh, Howard is there now. Did I see him before? I don't even know if I saw him before. Spencer Howard, I think his name is, right? Anyway, all right, so we're gonna go. Do we Kinsler? Do we go to Kinsler? 6.37 ERA, 1.79. All right. Well, this is his 5th batter. He can go 7. We're gonna let Coonrod go one more. Let Coonrod pitch to Peraza. Jose Peraza, utility infielder, plays second base, third base, shortstop, and outfielder as well. Kind of in the Joe Madden mold of players, of young players. 27 years old. Coonrod checks in for the sign to the belt and deals. And that's a 41. That's going to be ball 4. Oh no, not yet. That's going to be a wild pitch. Everybody moves up. Second wild pitch of the inning. And now it's ball 4. Free ticket to Peraza. That's going to load the bases. Holy smokes. This is crazy. It's going to load the bases. For Brandon Nimmo, who's got 3 singles today and 2 RBIs. Scored a run in the 3rd. So Nimmo, who batted .292, had a almost 400 on base percentage. We'll take a quick sip of our drink. Peanut. All right, here goes. Sam Coonrod against Brandon Nimmo. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. First game of doubleheader. Bases are ducks on the pond. Bases are loaded. So the tying run is at second base in scoring position. 12-10 Phillies. What a crazy game this has been. And it continues to be crazy. Braza has decent speed at first. Here's the pitch to Nimmo. And that is trouble. That's going to be banged. A smash to right, to center. And this game is going to be Hazley. We can risk it. We can risk it to Hazley, who's an A. But there's only 1 out, so we're going to hold Guillorme at third. 12-11. Line drive single, 4th single of the day for Nimmo. It's going to be, so scoring is McCann. Stopping at third is Guillorme. To second is Peraza. Bases are loaded. Mets are one run down with the tying run at third. The winning run at second. They only have 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Coonrod is out. Going to bring in Kinsler. And we got to grab him. Let's see. Nuts. I keep on saying that, right? All right, Brandon Kinsler. Brandon Kinsler is in there. He will have his B stuff. Comes in the 7th against Francisco Lindor. Lindor today's 0 for 3 with a walk. He's batting from the left side as a switch hitter. So Lindor with the bases loaded, 1 out. The score is 12-11, as you can see on the scoreboard. Pretty nuts. Haven't had one of these games in, I don't know, since I played modern baseball last, which was, I don't know, a few months ago. Francisco Lindor is up. Brandon Kinsler. He's set to pitch. And he brings it to Lindor. And that's going to be a 13, which will be a ground ball. He's batting lefty, a ground ball to first. Hoskins, we didn't write down his defense. This is going to make a difference. Infield's got to be in right here. So the play's going to go home, and the force is at home. So they get Guillorme. It's going to go 3-2. Fielder's choice. Bases are still loaded. Here comes Dominic Smith, the left-hander. So that's the nice thing about this game now. All you got to do is grab the, let's see. It's going to go 3-2, and it's right down here, ground out home. 3-2, fielder's choice. Still 12-11. Phil's 12 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Mets 11 runs, 13 hits, no errors. So we've had 23 runs in this game with 23 hits, a ton of walks. If I just pointed out the walks to you, and I know you can't see that, but sure, why not? Let's get you to see it. So let me just point out the walks quickly here for you. Let me sharpen this yellow pencil a little bit so I get a sharper point on it. Oh crap! Okay. All right. Good enough. And let's see the walks. A walk. 4 walks there, but for the Mets, So the Mets with 6 walks. The Phillies with 4 walks. The Phillies gave up 6 walks. The Mets gave up 4 walks. But the home runs are really what has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home runs for the Phils. For the Mets have hit 1 home run. But a lot of doubles. The Mets have a ton of doubles. The Mets have, just Conforto alone has 3 doubles. 2 doubles for McNeil. And that's about it. I don't know, it just seems like a lot's been going on. Alright, so let's continue. Bases are loaded, and up is Dominic Smith. Encoding overloaded, consider down video settings or using faster encoding preset. I'm going to have to look at that. Consider turning down video settings. Here are my video settings. Let's see. On. Turning down video settings. I don't know how to do that. Output. Video. Oh, so they're currently active. So I can't do it if I'm active. Alright, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. So it's just going to take a little bit longer to get through this. I'm waiting to bring up the game system again so I can input the data. I'm on a different screen right now, so it's taking a little bit. So I'm going to have to see what I do with the video settings. Let me make a note to myself. Because it's working so slow. And if you hit it twice, it comes up and then it goes away because you hit it twice. So you also have to be patient about that. Just tons of pictures. You can see the scorecard. It's a mess. This is a modern scorecard. Crazy on another level. I can't get this to come up. It's there, but as you can see, it's loading. I may have to do. Wait, I know what to do. Hold on. Yay! I got it. Miracle. All right. So. Okay. I brought Almora into play center field, so it's Almora who's at bat, not Smith. So let me grab Almora, because I forgot to write that in. He was a defensive replacement towards the end there. So Almora will be up. After this, I will have lunch and then probably hit the gym for a little while. Wait a while, have lunch, wait a while, then hit the gym. Don't want to hit the gym too late because I don't want to hit traffic. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. Alright, so Almora's up. Albert Almora batted 115 with 3 doubles and 52 at bats with the Mets. Did not do well with the Mets. Good center fielder with a strong arm. Made a couple of errors though. So he's at bat. He's ready to hit here. Almora with the bases loaded. 2 outs now. So the infield is back at regular depth. The pitch from Brandon Kinsler. And that is a 12. Struck him out. And that ends the inning. Ends the game. The Phillies win it. Finally. A final score of 12-7. And I'm going to check that. I'm going to check the box score before I log out, because once you log out, that's it. Check out this box score. Isn't that great? Look at that. Holy smokes. Wow. It's crazy, man. All right. And the pitching. Let's look at the pitching. Whoa. That is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 14 pitchers. Wild pitches. Coonrod 2. Romero 1. Castro 1. Diaz 1. Wow. Crazy game. Look at all the home runs. De Gregorius with 3 home runs on the day. 4 hits for Nimmo today. 4 for 5. 3 hits for Conforto. 3 doubles. 2 for Guillorme. Exciting, man, from top to bottom. Exciting. Final score is 12-11. It looks about right. What am I going to say? I just double check it, because once you're out, you're out. So Almora strikes out to end the inning. And Kinsler gets a big hug from Knapp and a high five from all the infielders. And let's hit that K. Once we hit that K, this should end. And it does. There it is. Hector Neris gets the victory. He's 1-0. Edwin Diaz takes the loss. Brandon Kinsler gets his first save of the year. Didi Gregorius is the MVP. No surprise there. And that's the first game of the doubleheader. Now I'm going to have to sleep a week to be able to play game 2 of the doubleheader. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me check the box score again, just for the pitchers. No runs allowed for the pitchers. So this pitcher, Diaz, gave up 4 runs. Anderson gave up 4 runs in 2 innings. 3 runs. Alvarado gave up 3 runs in an inning. Holy smokes. Modern baseball. 2021 baseball. Fall Classic Baseball. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Hope you have as much fun as I did. A crazy game that lasted, I don't know, it seems like it lasted 2 hours. Not the games I'm used to playing. I'm used to playing 30-minute, 40-minute games the most. And it slows down a little because of the narration. But hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys very soon. Remember, like and subscribe my channel. Join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group, and click on the button when you subscribe and so forth. Click on that little bell so you're alerted as to my videos. And check out all the informational videos I have. PC Helpers versus PC Helper. Who wins that battle? Digital Diamond versus Stratomatic lately. I don't put them up against Replay, because Replay is going to win. But again, Replay wins in one area but loses in another area, because Digital Diamond gives you all the seasons for free. Not as pretty as this one for sure, but it still works. So anyway, all right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.